Okay, we're back on here and I want to recap just a little bit. I suggest you always start off with zero weight. Use your arm length and your body strength. Once your tendon attachments and all those muscle fibers that are inflamed begin to get a little bit stronger and that pain threshold drops below the 5, then it's completely acceptable and okay to go up to a 3-pound dumbbell, which is what I showed you I used. And maybe at 5-pound dumbbells, when you're up to that range of motion and that weight, you can check back and check with me, and we'll actually go through a bigger range of motion and take you to an advanced phase. Realistically, this is something that is never going to get better unless you can use some accountability and find out how you're sleeping at nighttime. I feel that all injuries that I've been able to see come from a repetitive motion, and most of our repetitive motions actually happen when we sleep. A good example of that, and I'll show you here real quick, guys, is if this was your bed and someone that has a shoulder injury, I see that they sleep in this range of motion quite often. If you notice, all this heavy mass is laying here on top of my shoulder, and it's actually pinching off all the blood flow, especially if my head has a low pillow and it begins cutting off the blood flow at the suboccipital muscles. When you sleep, that's what's called rest and recovery, and our hormones elevate, and that's how our body recovers for the next day. So if we have any impingements inside the neck or any pressure inside the shoulder, we don't really get through the full recovery, and we don't get all of the needed hormones that actually make us feel better the next day from stress, from our lifestyle, and from what we actually do in exercise and recreation. In this motion, guys, yes, you will have shoulder pain, but you will find an elbow impingement as well because of the pressure of the forearm that actually puts a little bit of tension right here inside the elbow, and most people feel that when they do biceps. That's for a whole nother topic and another date. I'm gonna take this a step further so you can see a different shoulder that actually can cause pain as well. This is actually how I myself spend most of my nights sleeping, and I wake up and this hand that I'm laying on is completely numb and completely asleep. And what this actually causes, and I'll sit up and show you, is anytime when we go to raise the shoulder above this motion or higher, this supraspinatus muscle inside here is inflamed from being this way all night long, and then we don't have that full range of motion because of the inflammation that we have inside here. So one of the best ways to change that when you're sleeping is when you're in this motion, and yes, you have a pillow here. Let's put a little bit bigger pillow in here and underneath this part of the neck so you've got a little bit better blood flow from the suboccipitals. And then I take a body pillow and I lay it behind my shoulder, and this shoulder does this. It lays back just enough that we can remove all the pressure off this shoulder, and now we've got some blood flow into this arm. There's a few other directions that people do sleep, but what I'd like to tell you to do is find out where you're at when you go to bed, find out when you wake up, and if that doesn't work, have your significant other, your spouse, actually take a look at you in the middle of the night. These exercises that I've set up for you guys, realistically, will never get better unless you can take some time through the middle of your night and remove all that pressure that comes off the shoulder. Or let's flip the mattress over and start sleeping on the opposite shoulder that doesn't hurt anymore, and through a period of 4 to 6 weeks, the injured shoulder will get better and the good shoulder will actually get worse. And it's another direction that can show you some confidence that this shoulder can get better no matter what your age and no matter what your lifestyle is. Again, if anybody has any questions, you can please send it in to me in a private message through Max Muscle Arena on my Facebook page. You can send it into my personal email as well, which is Philip Tracy. And we'll be back here next week to do another topic and bring you guys up to speed on whatever questions you might have. Have a good day.